Turn me up. This is
coming to you from the heart of the Pacific, brought to you by Paulie by Design.
Respected at all times.
Broadcasting from San Francisco, California, the city by the bay.
It's about to go down.
We shine on positive Pacific Islander role models every Sunday.
Party on a Sunday.
From 10 a.m. to noon, it's time for the iconic Faika Broadcast with your hosts,
Listening to
Naki and Carl.
Well, there you go.
What's up?
What's up?
We're back from a break.
Yeah.
We're late in the year. We only got a certain number of weeks left. We got 4 weeks to Christmas.
Tons and tons.
And we've had birthdays. We've had first birthdays, and then we've got a higher number than one birthdays.
Right.
We had a wedding. Got Thanksgiving. Season 5, episode 56 of the Faika Broadcast. We've got a lot to talk about. No guests because we got all that stuff we got to get in.
Yeah, possibly next week.
Next week, maybe we'll have a guest. So we are going to talk about Las Vegas. We're going to talk about birthdays. In the last 10 days, our family has had a grip o' birthdays. And maybe the most important one is birthday. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a new concert.
We're on a break, like you said, just taking a hiatus, and really because last weekend my daughter got married, and so we were in Las Vegas.
You were in Vegas all week.
We were in Vegas all week. We actually left on Monday, and my daughter got married that Friday in Las Vegas, and so we had a great time. I don't know. It was just filled with a lot of family and close friends that we celebrated my daughter's wedding. She married Itilai Tofayono. And so they've been together for a minute and decided to have their wedding on their 8th anniversary, Minna. Their 8th anniversary, the 8 years they've been together. And so geez, where do I start? It was just, everything was so beautiful. Like all the details and all the headaches that it took to get us to that point was all really well orchestrated, and just, it was worth it. All the stuff that we did was worth it. And so my daughter looked so beautiful. She was stunning. She's always beautiful, but that day she was especially beautiful.
It's really cool seeing everybody done up.
Yes.
Like you can see on wedding day, you see bow ties, you see suits and vests and beautiful dresses and hair and makeup all done. So yeah, she was stunning. The bride was absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Do you think that so you see some marriages that are like, 25 years they've been together and then they finally get married. You see other people get married like, they've been together, I don't know, 3 months and they get married. 8 years seems like, I got married late. I got married at 30. So 8 years seems like a good, who you've been through what you've been through, and it's not something where you don't know the person.
Right.
But I really admired the way that they have, out of, I don't know if it was respect for the families, but just the way that they handled everything, Lai asking for her hand, and coming to the family, just everything that they did, just from the stories that I'd heard. Obviously, they're not, I don't know at all, but it just seems respectful and really well done.
Yeah, they really are. They really are a bunch of good kids. They're both really. They just, I don't know what the word is. Very traditional. My daughter is, I wouldn't say conservative, but she's very traditional, and it's really because of Mo. She loves Mo, her daddy. And so they have, like, of course, every daughter and father have a relationship, but Mo was like balling all week. He couldn't even talk about Evie getting married because he was just like, it's hard to explain what he was going through. And he kept saying, it's hard to explain the bond that a dad has with his daughter. And he's like, not that he doesn't want to walk her down the aisle, but it was just like he's handing over his baby.
Right. You're turning a page.
Right,
You're turning
right,
a page on a certain, I don't know, stage.
Yeah. So I think he just was realizing that she's a grown woman now. And so he had been bawling all week. And so then we were like, Dad, calm down. And so he was going to walk her down the aisle by himself, which I totally was like, okay, I'd rather not be seen. I wanted it to be a moment for him and Evie. And then we went to a rehearsal and they're like, don't you want to walk your daughter down the aisle? This is the first time. And, you and Mo get to give her away. And I was like, okay.
He was I talked to him after after the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah.
I talked to him and he was so, I don't know, at peace and happy that, you both were going to be walking her down the aisle.
Yeah. So he said it gave him a little, like, the push or the confidence that he needed to get whatever he needed to say out. So, I mean, my daughter looks stunning. She was 100% the most beautiful bride I've ever seen. And my son-in-law was very handsome. And their party, the wedding party, was just the perfect crew because they party hard, they play hard. They also worked hard to get the wedding together. All my daughters were in the wedding, Timena, Miley, Malia, Lena. And then just the guys. So Mac, my son, was the man of honor. And then he's my only boy, and so practically our whole family was in the wedding. So they walked his grandma down, and his mom, and my mom, my grandma, their grandma. But the wedding was so beautiful. The kids, there was so many people in the wedding party, but it really they loved so many people, and they were trying to include as many family members as they can. Like my sister Titi, her grandbabies were in there. And my sister Nellie, her grandsons were in there. So it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see the family all dressed up. Like you said, like everybody was like dressed to a T. Everybody had evening wear on, a suit, or just a nice shirt and slacks. It had been a minute since we celebrated something happy. And so it was good to celebrate and be happy and not, just not worry about anything. So it was good. Good morning. Maury is checking in from
Maury.
SFO. Good morning, my Maury. And
I saw her on TikTok last night.
I know. She's TikTok famous. So yeah, the wedding was beautiful. I mean, thank you to everyone who came out and took the time to, drive or fly, or if you live there, again, get gussied up and come to the wedding.
Favorite part?
My
favorite part?
My favorite part of the wedding.
Favorite parts. There may be more than one.
Yeah, my favorite part of the wedding was when they introduced the wedding party.
Yep.
Just because everybody was like free and they were dancing down the aisle. And my nephew son, Noah, who is very quiet and reserved, and he doesn't really, he's not out there like that. You really have to know him for him to open up. He was a dancing fool that day.
Right.
When they announced him and Lena, his sister, they were partners. He just went dancing down the aisle.
What they did was in the ballroom, everybody got seated, or in the room at least. And then the MC pretty much announced each couple as they walked down the aisle together at the marriage ceremony. They came into the ballroom together.
Right.
And it's probably a good 30 yards from the door to the dance floor. So he would announce each couple, and they would come in and dance their way from the door onto all the way to the table. Really, they're going onto the dance floor and then to the table. So they're, everybody's got their own. One couple came in, and when I say couple, it's the people that walk down the aisle together. came in and the guy was, going off, and the girl had dollar bills and she was throwing dollar bills at him.
Yeah.
Other one, it was just, and that really set the tone, I thought, for the reception. Like, we had the formality of the wedding, and it felt like the wedding party was saying, it's time to celebrate now. So
Yeah.
they came in, they're dancing, the music. I mean, people are getting up out of their seats.
Yeah.
That was
Yes.
one of my favorite.
Oh, there you go.
parts.
Mena has it up, but up on the screen. But it was one of my favorite parts because everyone before the wedding was nervous, and then you're walking down the aisle, you're nervous. Everybody's staring at you, and then I'm sure they had a party bus that took the party from the ceremony to the reception. So I'm sure they shot back a couple of shots and were feeling a little free and more comfortable. So when they walked down or danced down the aisle, they let loose.
And I felt like they were telling the crowd,
right,
like, it's now here.
Party
now
time.
we're going to let our hair down.
Yeah.
And we're going to celebrate now. The last time we were together was in the church.
Yes.
Everybody, we were there for the joining of
right.
Ryan and Evie.
Right.
But in this room, we're going to celebrate.
Yes.
And that really set the stage. Those were really the two moments for me, was that.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that. Like, I was halfway through and I was like, this might be my favorite part of the entire thing. And then the other one was everybody stood up to, you stand when the bride's coming down
right.
the aisle. And then the three of you were at the back getting ready to make that walk. That was a touching moment.
Yeah.
And that was one of the moments where I was like, wow, this is, and to see the three of you going down the aisle together, and then Mo made, his speech, which you hadn't heard yet. So I know you were a little touchy on what you thought the speech might be. I had already heard it earlier that day.
Yeah. Mo was like, the part where they say, "Good morning, Sister Foe" is on. Reno is our break song. So just to let you know. But I mean, we'll go into Reno in a little bit. But the part where Tama Ailao, who was the pastor who performed the services, he did a great job, by the way. The part where he says, "Who gives this, bride to the groom?" And so Mo had given a speech, and he was like, "I'm going to say something when I hand her over." And I go, "Okay, let me see it so I can correct the grammar. Let me see it so I can correct the grammar." And he was like, no, you can't see it. You're going to hear it when I say it at the ceremony." And I was like, "Oh Lord." And so when he spoke, it was pretty good. He did a good job.
Awesome. It was funny. It was heartfelt.
Yeah.
He started off in Fasa Moa.
Right.
I mean, he hit all the pieces that he wanted to hit.
Yeah, he did a good job. So I'm surprised, but I was happy with it, and it turned out really good. And then I posted it on my Facebook. I reposted it because
there's a few hundred pictures out there.
Yeah, Sister Lafu went live during the ceremony, which I'm so grateful for, because then I got to go back and watch it. And so if you haven't seen it, Imi Tubuna, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't seen it, go to my Facebook page. If we're friends on my personal page, you can check it out. But yeah, it was a beautiful Reno on Hawaii, who has, I'm just going to go into it now real quick, who has a single out, which is #1 on the reggae charts, Forever Love, which is forever playing replay in my car. He sang the song that the wedding party walked down on, and then the song that my daughter walked in on instead of Here Comes the Bride, the normal traditional song. He sang her down the aisle, which was beautiful. It made everyone cry. His voice is like crazy amazing. It's very soothing, and Reno has a beautiful voice. So he has a single out that's out now, Forever Love. You can download it or purchase it on iTunes. It's $1.29, people. Come on. But it's a really good song. I have it playing in my car on replay because I'm trying to memorize the words. So when I actually see him, I can serenade him. But
$1.29, everybody. It's
$1.29.
half of a trip to Starbucks.
Right. So yeah. So Reno sang my daughter down the aisle. It was very beautiful. Everything about the wedding was beautiful. To the babies walking down the aisle. They had babies in a cart that Lee, one of my nephews, I think he's 8, or he pulled the cart, the wagon down the aisle. It was just really cute. And so they did a great job. And my baby just looked stunning, and I was just so proud to be her mother that day. And so, yeah, that was last. So that's why we weren't here last week.
Mhm.
We were in Vegas, and it was a beautiful, beautiful. And I just really thank you to everyone that came out and everyone that had a part in putting the wedding together. And just people stepped up last minute, woke up in the morning and said, "Hey, do you need help with this and that?" And they totally like really came to the reception hall and was putting stuff together, and it was just everything was beautiful. So I was really happy with everything, and again, my baby was beautiful. She was just stunning.
She
So
was.
she was
She
very
was,
yeah.
and her event was amazing.
It was
the
yes.
entire event was amazing.
The food was good. The food was really good. Huge portions, which I was happy with. But yeah,
What do you
everybody
mean
like,
huge portions?
the steak was like huge. And usually, when you go to a restaurant or something, you order something, it's like the palm of your
Mhm.
hand, the size of the steak.
And did you eat all your steak?
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh.
It was too big.
And where did that go?
I went to your plate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was myself, my brother Chi, and
Mm.
Mose over on one side of the table, and
Yeah.
all the food that didn't get eaten kept getting
Yeah.
sent to our plates.
Yeah, the food was great.
It was.
The wedding was at the Orleans, so big ups to the Orleans for a great job and for doing everything that my daughter wanted, because it was perfect. Everything was perfect. So yeah, I love seeing family. Of course, weddings are happy occasions, and it was beautiful.
I had gotten a text from our producer, my niece, your daughter, Timena,
Yeah.
and she said, "Hey, can you be the point person for the photo booth?" And I said, "Absolutely. Just send me, where you want it in the room." So she sent me the schematic,
Mhm.
and I went up there about an hour early
Mhm.
to meet the vendor and
Nice.
get him set up in the right place. And I came in, and the Jordan girls were in there,
Uh-huh.
and they were working their tails off the
Yes.
whole time.
Yeah.
And I came in, and I think it was Mo said, it could go over there, and she said it should go on the wall over by where the food was coming out,
Yeah.
because it was so far off to the side and out of the
Yeah.
way. And I was like, and she kept saying, "Yeah, it'll be good," and she was explaining why it should be good over there.
Yeah.
And I was getting my phone out going, "This is going exactly where Mena said it's
Don't
gonna
get
go."
beat up. Don't
And
get beat.
she got done talking, and our cousin George, our sibling cousin George,
Uh-huh.
was there, and he was agreeing with her. And I was like, you guys can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the spot in that room when Mena walks in where
Right.
Mena said it needs to be.
Exactly.
And I said, "Oh, no, actually, they want it right here." And there was a whole bunch of their serving tables and
Mhm.
everything. I went over to the kitchen. I said, "Hey, we need to move everything in between those two pillars out of the way." And the guy's like, "Well, I don't know if we can do that." And I was like, "Well, me and George are going to do it if you guys don't do it."
Yeah.
But that's going to go where Mena said it's going to go. So we
Yeah.
finally got it all plugged in and got it in the right place. But it was one of those things that you don't know who's planning it, why
Right.
they say something needs to be a certain way.
Right.
But if that's the plan,
That's
then
the plan.
I'm not going to be the one where Mena comes in the room and it's in the wrong side on the wrong wall
Yeah.
for whatever reason. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
went the right place.
My kids did a great job of organizing and putting stuff together, and they really stuck to their guns
Mhm.
because we're all scared of Evie. And so if we mess it up, we will hear it. Like, we will hear it. So everything that she wanted. William Hines, good morning. Thank you for checking in on Facebook. But
Sergeant Major Hines, thank you for your
everything
service.
that Evie wanted, we tried to do our
Right.
best.
And it was touching to me to to hear the story of the Jordan girls driving out of the state and getting things, you know what I mean? Like the efforts that were made to make sure that this day was the way that it was supposed to be was hard. That was it. I could feel it because everybody was so committed to make the day be what it was supposed to be.
Mhm. So it was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. I'm having a coughing
She's
attack.
having a coughing attack. So one of the my check-ins was going to be when I had my room, and I was in there, and I had brought ones, right, for the dances, and I had probably in between fives and ones and $100 bill, which was not being used, but it was together with that money.
Mhm.
But it looked like, because it was like $200 and 100 and something in ones,
It
it
looked
looked like a
huge.
grip of money. So my brother and I go up there, and we're going in there because he landed the day of the wedding.
Yeah.
So we go up there and we get in the room, and we're, changing into or getting gussied up, and we hear a knock on the door, and we're like, what the heck? So we go, it's security.
Huh.
And I'm looking at them like, what the heck? And the guy like looks in the room, and I thought he was looking at T, and was like, can I help you? And he goes, yeah, there's a large amount of money in here. And we just wanted to tell you can use the safe.
Oh.
And I was like, how do you know there's money in here? Because there's a do not disturb thing on the door. You're not even supposed to open the door.
Right.
And he said, oh yeah, if you don't, if you have it on over through 24 hours, then we do a wellness check.
Oh, they did that to my room too.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. But I was like, what the heck? But the thing is, I guess somebody came in the room and saw
maybe a maid or something
all
like that.
the money
Yeah.
over there. It's ones. But I
Right.
don't know if you can see it was ones or not. So they thought, T and I were laughing, thinking they probably thought we were
Big ballers.
high rollers or something, leaving cash laying all over the place.
Yeah.
But well, at first I was like, what are you coming in? If we weren't here, I was thinking they're going to come in there and steal the money, but they actually had been in there already, obviously, because
maybe
there.
then maybe the maid came in. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know who does a wellness check, because I left the do not disturb on the door the whole time I was there.
Yeah. Good morning to Brother Tweet, who's on, and Pauline White. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook. We had we were in our we checked in on Monday. We didn't check out until Sunday night when we left, and so we didn't ask for maid service all week. We were taking the garbage out ourselves. When we seen the maid in the hallway cleaning, we switch out towels. We gave them our garbage. They would clean up whatever we needed, because we really didn't want, we were in the room. We didn't want people in the room. So after a couple of days, someone did knock on the door and said, hey, you didn't request service for this amount of days, and we're just doing a wellness check. And we said, oh yeah, we're fine. We're here all week. So we've been taking our garbage out. The maid has been blah, blah, blah. So I like that they do that, just to, you never know.
My brother and I were just in a normal room. We weren't in a 2-room suite like y'all were in.
Yeah,
that was a badass room.
It was, I was on vacation, so I wanted to be like I was on vacation, and it, I had all my kids there, so it's kind of like being at home. It was kind of like being at home, because I was trying to get away from them, and then they were like, hey mom, hey mom, hey mom. So, but it was good. We had a great time. I really enjoyed myself in Vegas. The wedding was absolutely beautiful, and it was because our family and friends came to share it with us. And Lai's mother, Nini, who is the groom's mother, I've never seen her dressed up, because her and I are usually casual. Like, we're in t-shirt and jeans all the time, or sweats. And so at rehearsal, we were casual. We were like in jeans and ia lava lava, because you're in the church. And so Friday, when I seen her at the wedding, she was stunning. She just was so beautiful, and I had never seen her all dressed up. I'm sure she's been dressed up, but
sure.
I have never seen her.
You just haven't been around her to see that.
So she was stunning and beautiful. Everything turned out perfect. And so I just thank you, everyone who showed up and loved on my babies and danced and sang and drank. And so, yeah. So that was us last week. That's why there was no FICA. And then we also celebrated my brother Chach, who turned 40. He actually turned 40 this week, but because family was all in Vegas, he wants to go to dinner. We had dinner at Buca de Beppo's.
Chachi, the night before Buca de Beppo's, got introduced to the tomahawk steak at Spencer's, I think.
Yeah.
And
how many ounces is that?
30 something.
30 something ounces. Yeah, he ate the whole thing. Okay, Mo is on. He's like, okay, Mo. My husband is on, screaming my grandson's name, Leo. So
we're not that far into the weekend.
Yeah. Well, if you didn't know, like yesterday, actually on the 26th is my mama's birthday. A great grandma's birthday was November 26th, and the love of my life was born at 5:08 a.m. that day. His name is Leo Nicasio Acosta Moli. my son Mackenzie and my beautiful Kea had their son that day, and he's my first grandbaby, and everybody's just asked out because that's it for me. It's
All done.
I'm all done with everybody. Chris and our whole family, Christmas is all about Leo. But yeah, my grandson was born on the 26th. He's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. The most beautiful baby in the world.
And born on his great grandma's birthday.
Born on my mother's birthday. And she's like, oh, he's born on my birthday. He's going to be smart and handsome and do great things in the world. I was like, he would do that anyway. But yeah, so congratulations to my son, Mackenzie Moses Moley, and my K Portuguese Acosta, who gave birth to my baby, Leo. And so I'm one happy Nana.
That was on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back it up 7 days. And
yes,
the most badass dancer coming down the runway from the door to the floor was Kea. Like she was getting that. And I mean, people were, she got the most cheers, I think. She got the biggest response from the crowd when she came in because she's very pregnant.
Very pregnant.
And she was romping down that way.
She dropped it like it was hot. She was a dancing machine.
Yeah.
So it's no wonder we had a baby this week.
1 week later.
Yeah. So my handsome grandson was born, and we spent yesterday with him. And so
did anybody else get to hold a baby when you were in the house, or was it all you?
No. We were very what is it? We were very
sharing.
Okay. We wanted Auntie Malia to be able to hold him as long as she wanted, and then of course Papa and we just all took turns, and then we left to give Kea's family their own time because they were on their way up, and so we left. We wanted them to have their time, and we love Kea's family, and so we're looking forward to spending holidays with them and sharing our Leo. So it was beautiful. It's really has been a great ending to a fucked up year for me. It's going to end good. It's going to end good. Ending up being one of the best years of my life. We started off COVID, you know what I mean? Like almost dying from COVID to really life
right now,
being born. Yeah.
It's a year ago right now because it was right around Thanksgiving
that we all caught COVID. Right. And so I'm so grateful and so blessed to be alive to see my grandson, to see my eldest daughter get married. And I'm looking forward to life, just enjoying life. And so every minute has been, I know people have lost family members and to celebrate now and then to have this beautiful being be born. I really am grateful. I'm so blessed to have all my babies here to enjoy my grandson. Oh my God, I'm crying. To enjoy my grandson and my daughter's wedding and just family. Just really, I'm blessed to have an amazing family. And my babies did a really good job on the wedding. So yeah.
When you have minutes like these and you have memories like this, then you realize what's really important.
Right.
And you kind of put things into perspective. Yes. Like I was stressed out about, I don't know, whatever it was. Yeah. And then you can kind of look at that and go, man, I'm alive.
Right.
I mean, that was part of Mose's
speech. Right.
I'm glad I'm alive today to see this. And then a week later, he's alive to see
our grandbaby.
The next memory to be made.
So. Yeah. So I'm super grateful, super blessed. It's been a really good year. We're ending the year on a really high note surrounded by love and, Josie Howard. Good morning, Josie.
Good morning, Josie.
Wow.
Literally, wow.
Wow.
Spelled W-A-O.
So yeah, was that me? Did I cover everything? Wedding, baby, birthdays, my mama's birthday, Uncle Chachi's birthday, Leo's birthday. Just happy birthday to all the November babies. How was your week? And happy birthday to my sister Nicole. Today is her birthday.
That's part of my week. It is my beautiful wife Nicole's birthday, her 25th birthday today.
25th birthday.
She has decided to take the birthday and put it on a gift card and cash that in a different day because she had her last her last radiation treatment recently, and so she's a little wore out. So
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, I can't really celebrate the
Let me
way I
take a
want
break.
to. I'm gonna cash this in a little later. So we're gonna do something special for her later. I'm sure that we'll still do something tonight, but for the most part, all the I need this and I'd like that, and let's go here, and those kind of things. Those are
Coming
gonna come
later.
at a different date.
Mhm.
She does have, for Mac and Kea. Auntie Nicole is already trying to get in that list of babysitters, and it comes with a if you need help around the house,
Right.
that's her thing. So
Yeah.
Auntie Nicole's asking for that. So yeah, I got birthdays, the wedding.
Mhm.
After the wedding, I left on Saturday because I needed to get home to get me some Sunga time. So I was reunited with Sunga on Saturday, and we went for walks, and I fed her the crazy food that I was given to feed her, which was so I pick her up at Leah's house. Leah and her husband Ty were there, and I get given this bag of food, and there's actually dog food in one of the bags actually has dog food, and the other one is this like grocery bag with things in it. And I look in, it's a rotisserie chicken and grated cheese. So no wonder she was eating her food.
Yeah.
So I get to your home, Sunga's home, and I was like, I'm only going to be here 2 nights. Not going to be enough time to give her just dog food. So I actually participated in that, and I couldn't believe it as I was doing it. I was taking some rotisserie chicken and putting it in her dog food, and of course she wolfed it all up. But good.
Well, our first babysitter, so my dog Sunga, we had to leave her behind because supposedly the hotel is not a pet hotel, which I later found out that's a little different. But Leah and Ty offered to babysit my baby, and they had her all week, and they just were updating me every day, or I call and FaceTime, and
I
they
kept
had
saying
such a good time with her.
I don't care how good a time Sunga's having. On Saturday, I'm coming to pick her up, and I don't care how happy she is.
Yeah, they had a really good time. So thank you to Leah and Ty Falava for watching our baby. Tama is on. Good morning, Tama. Sister
Good morning,
Adele
Tama.
is on Facebook checking in. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We appreciate it. So then Carl he landed Saturday and grabbed a sunga from Leah and Ty. So yeah, I'm so grateful to you guys for taking care of my baby.
Yeah, so I got plenty of time with Sunga, and then you guys came home Monday. I think you came back Monday morning. And from there, because Nicole's in treatment, I've been doing, if I was around people, I will quarantine for 5 to 7 days just to make sure that there's nothing with me.
Yes.
So at that point, a couple of the days was at your house with Sunga, and then you guys came home, and I took off and went to Fort Bragg and had a really good time in Fort Bragg.
Nice.
I was staying down in the harbor, right off the water.
Beautiful.
I got to watch seals play around. I got to hear the boats leave in the morning. It was a really good time. And then we had Thanksgiving at my mom's house. And that was an adventure because we didn't really have enough ovens to cook everything in.
Yeah.
So we were knocking on neighbors' doors, asking them
nice.
if we could borrow their oven to cook, not the turkey, but the ham.
Oh, whoa.
And some sweet potatoes and those kind of things. So we used the community room at the complex that she lives in, and one of the neighbors' houses. And of course, they were like, anything we can do to help your mom.
How nice.
So it was a very unorthodox Thanksgiving, but we wanted to somehow make it happen to be there for my mom on this Thanksgiving. So,
beautiful.
A lot of fun. And then when I finally came off of the quote quarantine with Nicole, I came back, and then we had a Thanksgiving dinner last night with her parents. And that was an incredible.
Auntie Kathy could get down in that kitchen.
Oh my gosh. We had tater tots.
I love tater tots.
Fried turkey and mashed potatoes and I don't remember what.
That's the best turkey leg I ever had was a fried turkey from Uncle Mike.
Oh,
That was so good.
yeah. We all ate too much.
Yeah.
And it was really quiet after. Everybody was,
Yeah.
Ty was asleep on the couch.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's a good meal when you fall asleep. Mo does that often. He eats and then he has the itis. So there you go.
Yeah. And then we get, we get a show today.
Yeah.
After a break.
I know.
It's been a really, really cool run.
Right.
About a week and a half of cool events.
Yeah. My mind has been like, for the last month or so, I've been out of it because I've been busy with the wedding and then my grandbaby, preparing to get my grandbaby situated. So like I have been not with it. And so like, I think yesterday was the first day I dug into my PBD emails and was like answering like late, but I answered people, hey, sorry, here I am. I'm right here. I didn't go away. So yeah, it was a good break. Good break. So we're all settled. We go on a break?
We're going on a break.
We're going to go to break.
Been a good break. Let's have a good break.
Yeah. We're going to go to break. And the song that we're going to play is Forever Love by Reno Anawai. It is out now on iTunes. You can purchase it for $1.29. That is so cheap. $1.29. Reno Anawai is a Bay Area artist who is now #1 on the reggae charts on iTunes. Please go check out the music. Go purchase. Go, go, go. This is Forever Love by Reno Anawai. We'll be right back.
I'll never know another love, the type that knows to keep me grounded, the type to pull me aside and look me in the eyes and ask my heart if it's alright. I'll never feel this way with no other. Months go by and yes, I try. Memories play back in my head. So content with what's been said. Girl, I need you in my life. Did I ever tell you, girl, I love you? Think it's time I let you know. 'Cause if this time shouldn't be our last, take me, baby, by the hand. Promise me you'll be alright. You are mine. Forever love. Protects my very soul. Your touch reminds me who I am. Your heart is pure and fully golden, and I am honored to be chosen. Did I ever tell you, girl, I love you? It's time I let you know. 'Cause if this time shouldn't be our life,
we're back. You're listening to the Faika Broadcast. I am Naki. With me, as always, is Carl.
Good morning. Good morning.
You were listening to Forever Love by Reno and Hawaii. Please, please, please go purchase your copy of Forever Love on iTunes, $1.29. Come on. He's a Bay Area artist who is doing great. Number 1 on the reggae charts. How about that?
Number 1's a good place to be.
Exactly.
I forgot to when I was staying in my hotel in Fort Bragg, I used to own a trauma scene cleanup company. So like crime scenes, tear gas. So when the cops raid a house, they'll shoot canisters of tear gas in a house. All that needs to be cleaned up. So I was a part owner in a company that did those cleanups. So I'm sitting in the room in Fort Bragg and I get a phone call and I don't recognize the number. So I think it's, a telemarketer. So I let it go to voicemail. And it's a voicemail from a lady who said, "Hey, I need to get a cleanup. And I know that you had done a job earlier or something," kind of vague, but I'm thinking that's what it is. So I was thinking, wow, there must be some number out there that still has my number out there for cleanup scenes. And since then, I've gotten like 10 calls. And my number is now associated. It has nothing to do with the trauma scene cleanup company. It's some septic cleanup service that my number is on some Google ad, because I actually talk to people. Once I started listening to the voicemails, they have septic problems. And if you got septic problems, that's pretty, that's like right now urgent. So I call them back to let them know, "Hey, look, you left a message with me. I don't have anything to do with that, but I'm letting you know so that you can go continue to keep calling somebody so you're not waiting for me." And I've tried to find it on Google. So I went on and checked septic service and my phone number, and I can't find the ad, but there's clearly an ad out there where people keep calling me from Northern California. And if I had to look at a specific area, I would say Elk Grove is where most of the phone numbers are coming from. But
yeah, because your phone number is
attached to some.
But your phone number is your
right. That's a work
phone.
Number.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Weird.
So been weird. I've been getting phone calls. I got one during our last piece.
Oh, weird.
That's about that. So if you know a way to clean up that kind of situation, maybe you shoot us a message.
Yeah, shoot you a message. Don't
shoot a
message
of how to clean up your number off of a busted Google ad, or because I can't find it myself. So I was going to call the company and say, "Hey, your calls are going to my business phone. You're probably losing business," but I can't find it.
Weird.
It is weird.
Essence of Mana is offering free classes via Zoom. They are reaching out to our PI community, and it doesn't matter where you live. They just have to be willing to commit to the course, which is 12 weeks. For more information or to register, you can hit up Lulu Masina at 415-243-6328 or L Masina at healthright360.org. They also have Talanoa Tuesday every week at 7 p.m., hosted by Nani Wilson and Lulu Masina. Check out all their episodes on the Essence of Mana's Facebook page every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Check them out. First annual. Dude, you want to participate?
First annual Pacific Feats Festival, and this is what we talked about in the intro, is happening Saturday, July 9th, 2022. So it's good to see that there are events happening in 22, that we're actually planning for things to happen in things that years ago, back in 2019, that we used to do. This will be at the Santa Clara County Fairgrounds, featuring various PI artists such as Fiji, Sammy J, Maoli, Tanel, Analea Brown. And if this is the way that like the Island Reggae Festival went, you don't know who the end lineup is going to be, because they continue to add artists people as we get closer to the actual event. So you can look at the names that we already listed and know that there's going to be other names added.
Right.
So if you don't see your favorite artist listed in there, in the people that we talked about, they may be added later. Black Friday sales are happening now until Monday at 11:59, Cyber Monday. Tickets are $45 now and will go up after Cyber Monday. Get your tickets at Pacific Feats Festival, and that's Feats, Feats, Pacific Feats Festival.eventbrite.com. And the most important thing there that you can hear is it gets more expensive if you wait.
Right. So
get them now.
Get your tickets now. They're $45. There's like an Eventbrite fee. So it would be like, I don't know, $49. But the tickets are going to go up Tuesdays. So don't email them. Don't try to get a deal. Oh, I didn't see it.
Right.
Too late.
That could be
I'm
60
telling you
bucks
now.
by the time it gets to showtime.
Yeah,
So.
the tickets could be $60 to $75 because there's a lot of artists, and it's already way worth it now. For $45, you get Fiji and Tanel and Sammy J. I mean, that's worth it.
And if they land a banger, a big name, that price could go up considerably before the event. So get in now.
Yeah, so it's a great event that's happening July 9th. Get your tickets because you might see us there. Yeah,
probably see us there. Might see us there with a booth.
You might see us there shoving a microphone in your face, asking you 50 million questions. So yeah, there you go.
Big pause. Okay, so, hard stop.
Yeah. So this week, with all the craziness was going on, one of the good things that I did see that made me happy because I feel like the information that I had. That the verdict was correct, that 3 men were convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery, who was running empty-handed through a Georgia subdivision when the white strangers chased him, trapped him on a quiet street, and blasted him with a shotgun. So, yeah. We've all seen the video. I think it's from 2020 in February.
Yeah. The reason that it didn't get as much press as it did is right after that, George Floyd happened.
Yes.
So Ahmaud Arbery was a big news item for about a month, maybe not even a month, but they were a big news item. And then George Floyd came, and then there was the trial and all the investigation, everything was still going on, but you didn't hear that much. And then the Rittenhouse trial came. Rittenhouse event and then Rittenhouse trial came. So this was one of those that was in the back. We talked about it when it first happened, and it's been in the back of our minds of like, where did that, and then we say, where did it all end up with? And we see 2 big trials come up. Kyle Rittenhouse and then Travis and whatever, McMichael, the 2 McMichael, father and son, come up. And with just the imagery of Ahmaud Arbery.
That video was like,
looked like it was from the 1950s or something.
It really did. Like, it was crazy. And then from my understanding, either the DA or the former DA is getting charges against them because one of the men used to work with her, and either she was pulling strings or I'm not clear. Allegedly,
the father McMichael is a former investigator for the DA's office. So his boss was the DA,
right?
And the DA said no arrests, no investigation. It's a justifiable homicide,
right?
So the corruption starts
there
right after the criminal act. So the murder happens, and then you're not going to stop murder. That's not going to happen. There's bad people out there. These things are going to happen. What you can hope is that justice is going to be served after bad things happen.
Right.
From the very beginning, you can see in the video, the father McMichael is directing how things are happening at the scene. He tells them, look, I don't want any cuffs. I don't want these kind of things. And the DA doesn't file charges. So one of the attorneys is the one that wanted to release the video. The video gets released, and then everything falls apart for them.
Right.
So people are saying
all
justice,
the crooked shit starts coming out.
Right. Everybody says justice was served, but it was because they're dummies.
Video,
it's because they're dummies and released the video.
Right.
If they didn't release the video,
it probably would have.
The McMichaels are still walking free.
Right.
Ahmaud Arbery is still. His parents were told he was shot doing the burglary, in the house.
Yeah.
So
which is totally not the case.
They have false information. Yeah. So there's a ton of things with this that point to stuff that needs to be fixed. They got the verdict right finally.
Right.
But it never would have went to trial. It never would have been an arrest.
Had it not been for the video.
If not for them releasing the video.
Yeah. I was just grateful that this family got closure and the correct, conviction.
outcome came.
The correct outcome came, and the parents of course they laid their son to rest, but they're at peace knowing that the three that caused the death of their son is probably going to life. Going to prison for life.
All
So,
three got felony murder. So only one guy pulled the trigger, but because the other two were part of the crime, then they catch a murder case too.
Yeah. So I'm kind of, it's a sad situation all the way around, but I'm happy that the parents got closure, correct closure.
Yeah. And actually the DA that didn't file charges is facing charges.
Yes.
Obstruction of justice. And
yes. Rightfully so.
And
though.
they should. There's this thing called qualified immunity that protects cops and prosecutors from these kind of things, from being sued.
Right.
So when everybody was saying, oh yeah, she's going to get in trouble too, I've seen it where DAs have done criminal things and nothing ever happened. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think they're just going to go the qualified immunity route.
Yeah. No.
Too much spotlight.
Yeah.
Too much attention. Right. Too many people saying
it's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing happened.
It's the right thing to do. So I'm glad that the family has closure. And so that was good for me. So there you go.
Yeah, that was good to see.
Good to see. But it just saddens me to know how many other families this has happened to.
And no video.
And no video.
No dummy to release their own.
Right.
It makes me wonder, what conversations are those three having?
Right.
When they're saying like, dude, why did you, we would be free if you didn't think in your mind it was the best thing to do was release the video.
That was the best thing to do.
That was actually not for them, but
yes.
in overall, that was the best thing to do by far. But,
yeah.
There's so many times that this kind of corruption doesn't come, and there's families right now that are out there with a son or a daughter that's dead.
Yeah.
And they're saying the same thing happened, but there's no video to prove it.
Exactly. So yeah. So good job. Good job. They did to the jury. Good job. So there you go. So I think I've covered everything for my week. I've had such a busy, crazy week, an amazing week. The last 2 weeks, my daughter got married, my beautiful grandson was born, and just my family was all together. We were all here together to enjoy it. A lot of, my dad wasn't here. So that was, and he's been gone for a while, but just, it would have been nice to have him here. I know he's here, here, but
he's just here in spirit.
Yeah. So I'm glad that me and Mo were here to enjoy our grandbaby. We're here to give our daughter away. We're here to watch our daughters and our son, enjoy the wedding. And it was really, really a really good week. It really made me grateful to be here, especially with Thanksgiving this week. It was Thanksgiving. It made me grateful for all the people that have been in my life to get us here, who have helped put me through, wished and prayed for me to get healthy and my family to get through whatever we were going through. So yeah, I'm very grateful.
Mose told me on the night of the wedding, he and I and T were just standing off to the side watching, watching it all go down. And Mo was talking about that his father had passed away when he was young.
Yeah.
Very young, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
he was 2.
He was 2.
I think he was almost 2 or 2.
And he said that, at some point in his life, he made a decision that he was going to be the best father he could be, because he didn't have a father growing up.
Right.
So that was one of the things I think that was when he's saying is a very special moment.
Yeah.
And to see what kind of a father he is that's amazing. So I can see where we were talking about how he was talking about how much it meant to him and why it felt so much to him walking down the aisle and quote, giving away his daughter.
Yeah.
He was talking about just, being that father that he didn't have because his father had passed away.
Yeah. Can I just add another one of my favorite parts of the wedding is when Evie and Mo were doing their father-daughter dance. And Mo has a song with all his girls. And with Evie, it's Always and Forever. He's sang that to her since she was born. And then, with Mena, it's Daddy's Home, Miley is My Girl, and Malia. And everybody has a song. And so they danced to Always and Forever by Heatwave. And then they're both bawling. Everybody's bawling. But one of my favorite parts is that they asked, if you're a father, please bring your daughter to the dance floor and join the father of the bride and the bride. And it was so beautiful to see, the fathers bring their daughters to the dance. My brother and his daughter Lena, my nephew Fonso, who flew in from Hawaii, his daughter Nana Girl was a flower girl. He took her to the dance floor. My Tiffany and husband, my husband and Tiffany went to the dance floor. So it was beautiful to see all the fathers grab their daughters and go to the dance floor. That was also one of my favorite parts of the wedding.
I haven't seen that. Is that a thing at every wedding? Because I've seen that maybe once or twice, but
I don't know. That's the first time that I've seen that I can recall. If it did happen at other weddings, I was probably drunk and don't remember. But yeah, that was one of my favorites. So yeah, it's a good week. It's a good 2 weeks.
Good couple weeks to be alive.
Yes. Anything before we go out? Any shout outs?
Just make sure I get my wife's birthday.
Yes.
In there. Check that box. Yes, happy birthday, Nicole.
Yes. Happy birthday to Sister Nicole. It is her birthday. Great week. Thank you everyone for tuning in this morning. We'll be here next week. Are we good?
Yeah.
We'll probably be going live from LA. Because we'll be in LA hanging out with Island City Media Group. So we'll be in Southern California next week. And so thank you so much for tuning in this Sunday morning. We appreciate it. Come back to FICA with us. We will see you soon.
Love y'all.
The type that knows to keep me grounded, the type to pull me aside and look me in the eyes and ask my heart if it's alright. I'll never feel this way with no other. Months go by and yes, I try. Memories play back in my head, so content with what's been said. Girl, I need you in my life. Did I ever tell you, girl, I